What's up, everybody? I am Nick Major, APTV Correspondent, and if you want to comment below already, who the hell is that guy that they're trying to get us to watch right now? Well, let me tell you again, my name is Nick Major, APTV Correspondent, and I have, of course, with me today, my trusty co-host, Dracula, my Chihuahua pug. How you doing, man? You look real good in your new red collar that my grandma got for you. He looks real good. He's trying to play now. He looks so good, it makes him playful. Oh, come back up here. There you go. That's his favorite toy named Randall. Every night when he goes to bed, he sleeps with Randall in his mouth. It's adorable. Don't deny it, okay? So we're gonna start doing these vlogs on the Alt Press website for APTV, a weekly vlog for me, in fact. So this is our first one, so congratulations. You're watching our very first vlog. The topic will be totally random each week. I don't know what's gonna be, whatever I come up with pretty much. And being our debut, our inaugural vlog, I just decided I'm gonna talk about something that I'm very familiar with. One of my favorite things to do, concerts, attending concerts. Now in my day, I have attended many concerts. I've been going since I was 13 to concerts regularly. I'm 24 now. So within that time frame, I have really established what makes a good concert. And by the way, if there's one thing that makes a concert better than anything else, it is when the whole crowd is on the same page, on the same channel, on the same level. Just having a great time listening to the bands that they all love. One great thing about a concert is that everyone there is like a big family. And like a big family, everybody has to get along to make sure that we have a good time. And throughout the years, I have kind of, in my mind, put together a list of the do's and don'ts of concert goers. I want to make it very clear that this is just my list, Nick Major's list of do's and don't do's for concert goers, okay? There's not some Bible to this. I'm not trying to be preachy here, okay? However, if you do want to call me God and or Jesus, I will allow that because those are very solid, respectable names. I wouldn't mind that at all, to be honest. In fact, if you want to leave a comment below, make it out to God or Jesus, and I'll know you're talking to me with my new solid nickname. Anywho, I'm just gonna start going through a few things that I have picked up over the years at concerts, and maybe things that you've never experienced, and maybe things that you partake in, and maybe we'll disagree on some of this stuff, but we'll find out. First off, let's say the first do, dress the hell up and do not care what anybody thinks about you. I get more excited when I see people done up, they got all their makeup on, because I know that person is about to make this a good show, because they're gonna get really into it, and that's what I love to see at a concert. Don't hold back, go crazy. But that leads into my first don't. Don't come to a concert if you have bad hygiene. I know that at the end of the night, we are all gonna smell a lot, okay? That's gonna happen regardless. We're all gonna get sweaty. But one of the worst things is when that concert venue starts to pack in, and all of a sudden you realize the guy next to you smells like a month-old stripper's thong, okay? You realize that you're gonna be standing next to this guy for a majority of the night because you have nowhere to move. When you get there early, everybody runs up to the front. We all want to be on that barricade, right? And then this guy next to you, he smells horrible. I've been there many a times and I do not like it. I never like it. And as bad as it sounds, a lot of the times for the opening bands, the crowd isn't moving around as much as they really should be. Start moving around more during those opening bands, guys. Come on. And you know this guy, he's gonna be standing next to you for the next two bands just reeking. That is not a fun time. If you've experienced, you know how unfortunate that can be, especially if it's someone who's a lot bigger than you. So your face is either on their armpit or on their butt. They'd have to be really tall, you'd have to be really short for your face to actually be on the butt, but that'd be a very unfortunate case. You know how much that sucks. So come on, let's at least get all our hygiene in check before we go out to a concert, okay? And then at least we'll get a good start to the show. A big thing that I didn't really experience when I was going to concerts early on, back in like 2004, 2005, cell phones. Back then when I went to shows, we had yellow Kodak disposable cameras. Nothing was more exciting than taking that thing down to the store, getting it developed, seeing these photos that you didn't know what they were gonna look like. The best part was, none of them ever turned out good, so it actually sucked. Nowadays though, everybody has cell phones, everybody has smartphones, so what do? They sit on their damn phones for the entire time. They put their phones up in the air to record pretty much the entire show, and I don't get it. And I gotta say, it's a little inconsiderate for the person behind you because that person did not pay to watch a concert through your cell phone screen. If it's your favorite song, I might understand, but at the same time, if it's your favorite song from your favorite band, you should be wanting to watch that in person. You need to be thinking, whoa, this song that means so much to me, I'm actually watching them perform it. You don't wanna be focused on that cell phone. You don't wanna be Snapchatting. Or maybe you do, and if you do, I don't understand it, I guess, because when I have always gone to concerts, the best part is that you actually get to see those performers live. There's nothing that beats it. So let's put our phones away and actually enjoy the show. Unless the band guy, of course, says, hey, let's turn on those cell phone lights, because then that just looks badass. Some lighters, some cell phone lights, some cell phones with lighters on the screens. That is a whimsical setting right there. And of course, when you're at a concert, there's some great things that you just have to do. Crowd surfing, mosh pit, circle pit. Those are big do's because everybody does those, everybody participates, everybody has a great time. Nothing is more liberating than getting up on that crowd and crowd surfing your way to the front. It's just a fun experience that you can only get at a concert. Same with mosh pits. When that mosh pit gets going, everybody's tossing each other around. That is fun. You all know you're on the same level. You're on the same page. It's cool. Circle pit, same exact thing. when everybody starts running, it just keeps getting more funnin', running and funnin'. I tried to make fun in a word, but it's not, but you know, run and fun. So close enough. But I must say, if you are doing that, if somebody falls, pick them up. I've been to shows before, I've seen someone fall, they get trampled, not cool. I've seen shows before where a crowd surfer gets dropped. It just seems dangerous sometimes, but not cool. If they want to get back up, get them back up. But at least make sure that they're on their feet and that they're okay after they stumble. Because again, like I said earlier on, we're all a big family when we go to these concerts. We all want to have a fun, safe time. Well, I would hope so, at least. If you don't come to the show, because you're just gonna probably cause a little too much drama than we'd like to deal with. However, in the same category kind of as crowd surfing, circle pits, mosh pits, another act that people tend to do there that I'm gonna put a big don't on is hardcore dancing. Something I have never understood. Maybe it's a little too hardcore for me. But this hardcore dancing, I think it's one of the most selfish things people can do at concerts, and let me tell you why. You start flailing around as hard and fast as you can. While I understand it is a great cardio workout, I'm impressed with how long some of you guys can go for. It's insane. Congrats for that. Let's save it for after the show, before the show, somewhere else. Maybe we need to set aside a little marked area that says hardcore dancing here, the rest of the people who want to have a normal experience here. Hardcore dancing, as I was saying, very selfish. When you start doing it, everybody else has no option but to create this big bubble circle around you. Rather than focusing on the show, they need to focus on you and make sure that you don't kick their face, because you're so inconsiderate. From all the times I've seen, I've never seen a considerate hardcore dancer. So if you are one of those, I apologize, but I'm reaching out to your brothers who like to be very violent. You start thrashing around, your head is down, you have no idea who's near you. For all you know, you're gonna hit some little girl in the face, and these people don't care. I've seen it happen. I have seen people get their noses broken because a hardcore dancer just throws his leg, his foot, his fist. And I feel terrible when that kind of thing happens, because like I said, you end up focusing on this guy and making sure that you don't get hit by him rather than focusing on the show. If what you're doing is putting everyone else's well-being in danger and that you're potentially gonna physically hurt them, don't do it. You're gonna look like a douchebag, and nobody wants to be a douchebag. Unless you do, then I don't get you, because I would imagine that at a show everybody would want to be having a great time and everybody wants to kind of look out for each other there. Another common thing people do, and this is kind of a do/don't depending on the venue, the band. You'll know when you get there. If you go to concerts, you know which venues allow this. Stage diving. People like to jump up on the stage. Don't overstay your welcome. I kind of look at being up on the stage kind of like a relationship for me. It's a lot of fun for a second, and then before you really get to have fun, it ends. As I call it, the Nick Major relationship effect. So get off that stage before you've overstayed your welcome. If this is a venue that is typical, and if you know the band will like this. People came to watch this band on stage. They didn't come to see you up on stage. Please be cautious of who you're jumping into. For all you know, you're jumping onto people much smaller than you, and you don't want to hurt them. And that brings back the cell phone I was talking about. Here's a big don't. When you're on stage, a stage selfie? Really? How did that start? I don't understand it. That is a very self-centered move as well, just like the hardcore dancing, because you think, hey, I'm gonna jump up on this stage, I'm gonna distract you really quick, and we're gonna take a picture. No, that's not very cool of you to do. You're distracting them when they're trying to put on a performance for everybody else. Keep your phone down. Wait till after the show. 99.9% of the bands are stoked to meet you before and after the shows. They cannot wait for that 20 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour that they're up on stage. Let them do their thing. You have no business getting up in their personal space. Just let them enjoy themselves. So again, taking pictures on stage is a don't. Do sing your heart out. I've been to concerts before where people were being very loud and it bugged other people. Ha! No, you're at a concert. You are gonna sing until you puke blood. Get wild, get crazy, amp up the rest of the crowd. Because as I said early on, nothing is more fun than a concert where everybody's on the same page, everybody's rocking out. That's why I like garage shows, for example. I once saw Let Live play a garage show at Fort Ryland in Reno, Nevada. Okay, it was just this little badass garage. When I was in a band, I used to play shows there. So Let Live comes one day when they're on an off day for a tour. How badass is that? They let some of the local bands open for them, and we all have a blast. That garage probably fit 30, 40 of us in there, but all of us were just rocking out, having the time of our lives, and that's just one of those magical moments. Don't be that jerk that tries to sneakily light up that cigarette in the middle of the no smoking crowd. First off, if people don't want to be around smokers, don't force them to be around you. Some people don't want to get lung cancer, and when it's already hot and sweaty, when you're surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of people, the worst thing is to just get this hot tobacco-filled smoke in your lungs with no choice. You can't move. They always have nice little outdoor areas to go and smoke, so get outside. Smoking inside the venue is a big no-no. Do go to the merch tables afterwards and pick up some merch, pick up some CDs. There is not enough support in the music scene nowadays. Everybody downloads their music nowadays and takes that money straight out of the pockets of the musicians. You're not gonna be seeing these guys live too often. They might roll through a few times a year, so why not? And those couple times that they come through town, pick up a shirt, pick up a CD. It supports those guys. It keeps them on the road, keeps them coming back. Let me tell you what kind of merch you are not gonna buy, which is the next just don't. Outside of shows sometimes, what really pisses me off and kind of disgusts me is you see these people selling knockoff shirts. These people selling these shirts that they got from Lord knows where, and they're selling for $5 or something like that, trying to get you to buy them on the way out. Don't you ever buy one of those shirts. Great that they're trying to make a living, but I hope they realize how wrong it is what they're doing, because they are literally taking money away from the musician that just put on that show inside, because they think for some reason they're entitled to make money off the fact that those people are inside of a venue where they know their fans are going to be coming outside, and they want to try to take advantage of the fact that they can get a few bucks off of those fans. So do not ever buy shirts from one of those people. That is one of the worst things after a show, I think, that you can do. Those people, if one of you is watching this, I don't like you. I don't like you from taking money away from the people who actually deserve it. Please stop. All right, guys, you might not have agreed with everything I said in this, but it's just some things that I picked up over the last 10, 11 years of going to concerts, things that I found necessary, things that I found not necessary for shows. If you don't agree with me, please leave a negative comment below, specifically one about me personally, so that you can just get my emotions going. You can make me cry a little bit. I can't help it that deep down inside, I'm a little emo kid. I have been since I was a teenager. That's not something you grow out of. I mean, just look at my shirt, okay? I think that says it all. But if you did agree with some of these, if you've experienced some of these, let me know in the comments below. Let us know. I hope for an inaugural vlog, this one turned out to be okay. Again, they'll be coming out every week, so they'll only be getting better and better. If this one was a disappointment, I'm extremely sorry. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. But until next week's vlog, have a fantastic week, everybody. And I will see you then. I am once again Nick Major, APTV Correspondent. If you would like to keep up to date with me, what I'm up to, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nick_Major and Snapchat at Nick.Major. If you did not like what you saw, and if you found me to be extremely annoying and stupid, I would not recommend you follow those social medias, because that would just be keeping me in your life more often, and I'm guessing if you don't like me, that's not gonna be something you want. Also, I'm one of those really weird people that makes an Instagram for my dog, because YOLO. So if you wanna follow this cutie, follow him on Instagram at Drac the Chug. He'd love it, wouldn't you, Drac? Okay, maybe he wouldn't care, but still, thank you so much for watching again, everybody, and I hope you keep tuning into these vlogs. I'm excited to see where they go. Maybe I'll start bringing guests on, doing some Twitter questions. We'll see what this evolves into. But until then, take it easy.